with every country in the world. We want to have peace and cooperation with our brothers and sisters in Pakistan, not only for now, but hopefully for the coming 5,000 years. Let me tell you, U.S. dominance is a misnomer. Whenever we look at the world of today, it's not one-dimensional. It is multidimensional.
So do you think China is ready to replace or to lead the global governance initiative in the current existing order, or this new order is going to replace the previous one? Thank you.
The international order established back in 1945 was meant to be multipolar. That's point number one. Number two is that in the subsequent decades, especially after the end of the Cold War, it thought it could dictate its terms to the rest of the world. And its slogan is to MAGA, make America great again, meaning they want to put the United States on top of all the other countries. You may or may not like what the United States is doing right now, but Victor Gao is absolutely correct in saying it is the United States which wants to change the international order we are living in. It is the United States which wants to change the nature of the international order established in 1945, which was meant to be multipolar in its nature. And China wants to defend the multipolarity and multilateralism, not in violation of the original purpose of the international order established in 1945, but to correct the mistakes in the world of today, to make sure that no country is allowed to dominate above all the other countries, especially to push around China, because China wants to go back to the original intent of the international order established in 1945. We just want to make sure no single country in the world will dare to change the fundamental nature of the international order we are living through. That is multipolarity, lateralism, that is rallying around the United Nations. Therefore, it is the United States which wants to change the international order. It's not China. China has no problem with the international order if it is really as what it was intended back in 1945. That is my first point. My second point is that if you really know China, if you really know China's 5,000 years of continuous civilization, you will know, with or without the United States, we have been here for 5,000 years minimum. And with or without the United States, the Chinese civilization will continue to exist and to thrive for another 5,000 years minimum. Whether any other country can survive in the 5,000 years to come, I do not know. But I can make sure, given the deepest roots of the Chinese culture and the Chinese civilization, we will be here 5,000 years from now, whether with the United States or without the United States. So I think we have probably the longest time horizon and the space horizon you can imagine. We just want to have peace with every country in the world. We want to have peace and cooperation with our brothers and sisters in Pakistan, not only for now, but hopefully for the coming 5,000 years. Keep in your mind, it is not China which wants to change this. It is one single country which wants to change this. And China will never allow that country to bully China. And China will never allow that country to claim it is the unipolarity in the world. We will never allow that unipolarity to replace the multipolarity established in 1945 after defeating Nazi Germany and fascist Japan. Allow me also to make another point. Because Nazi Germany and fascist Japan unconditionally surrendered in 1945, mankind should never allow Germany, never allow Japan to develop, deploy, possess, and use weapons of mass destruction, especially including nuclear weapons. We will never allow Germany or Japan to possess nuclear weapons, period. So if they want to play with fire, they will be annihilated because they violated their commitments when they unconditionally surrendered in 1945. So I hope you will also tell them Germany on the one hand and Japan on the other hand, don't play with fire. Don't try to develop their nuclear weapons because they've committed never to rearm themselves, never to move their troops outside of their country for self-defense, and never indulge in the fantasy of launching another war of aggression against other countries. That is the world that China wants to defend. That is the world of polarity and multilateralism that China wants to defend fiercely and with its full capabilities and resources.
You talk about the multipolarity. The very pertinent question right now is, will the power distribution in the world, be it unipolar or bipolar and multipolar? And of course, it depends on many factors. So the distribution of power varies across sector, energy sector, and then tech sector. Of course, China has developed its technology eco-based system, and then the military sector, the US still outspend China in this sector, and then the financial sector, US and its allies still hold the dominant positions. So in the light of the shifting global power distribution across key sector, where the energy sector reflects multipolarity and the military sector and the tech sector edging towards the bipolarity, and the financial sector still primarily is the unipolar. So in this new world distribution of power and dynamics, my question is how China, through its economic weight, military initiatives, and the tech capabilities, can steer the SCO to consolidate its role as the central platform for the non-Western cooperation in an increasingly polarized world. Thank you.
First of all, military power does not exist in a vacuum. Military power coexists with many other things. As you mentioned, partially financial power, economic power, manufacturing capabilities, you name it. If you look at the United States, while it believes that many other people in the world believe it is still the most important military power in the world, but it is true that the US federal government is burdened with a crushing federal debt of more than 37 trillion US dollars. No country can support itself faced with such a crushing debt burden. That's number one. Number two is that the United States has hollowed itself out of manufacturing. They will tell you in terms of shipbuilding, the United States shipbuilding is only 1% that of China. In terms of automobile making, for example, iron and steel, many things, we have a long list of more than 300 major items. The United States is only a shadow that of China. In terms of artificial intelligence, the United States wants to dominate the world. They want to build OpenAI, which is completely a misnomer to fool mankind that they can achieve dominance of AI. Let me tell you, US dominance is a misnomer, and AI does not mean American intelligence. China is a leading nation in the development of AI, and China, given its huge manufacturing capacities over the United States and its very fast and advantageous way of commercializing anything you can come up with. For example, China will be at least leading this AI revolution in the coming years and coming decades, at least on a par with the United States. And most likely, don't be surprised if China emerges as the ultimate winner. Look at the robotization. Look at, for example, the drones of all kinds. Look at what China have demonstrated in the victory parade. So I hope no one in the world, being very objective and very philosophical, will come to the conclusion that there will be only one country will dominate the military, for example, or the AI revolution. No, China is not to be sidelined or marginalized. In terms of manufacturing, China will lead the world as it is doing right now. In terms of productions of iron and steel and across the board for more than 300 major items, no one can catch up with China. I think from the Chinese perspective, we are very confident that China is a leading nation and is the most important force defending peace defending free trade. We don't want to give any kind of recognition to the wrong trade war, the tariff war launched by the United States. We believe that the chips war they've launched against China has already failed. DeepSeek has demonstrated that AI is not American intelligence. Open sourced AI is the only right way going forward. And if OpenAI, which is a misnomer in itself, wants to develop AI in a closed sourced way, try to build up AI dominance of the United States above all the other countries, let me tell you, they will fail. And if the United States fail in this AI revolution, then you will know what will happen. So whenever we look at the world of today, it's not one-dimensional. It is multi-dimensional. You really need to apply a lot of philosophical thinking to the things you see today and to see the changes that will take place in the coming years, coming decades, and coming centuries. And as far as China is concerned, we look all the way through the coming 5,000 years.